Okay, we are almost back. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, let's continue with Hey, I'm doing great. Just took a shower because it's very hot right now here in Costa Rica. So hopefully temperatures will go down in about maybe 2 hours or something. So I've been working on optimization. Working a lot on optimization. I wanna see if I can get like some cool lighting and make it run nice. Cause now I'm not using megalights, which helps a little bit with optimization, but at the same time it also it makes it like megalights only works with hardware ray tracing, so not everybody will be able to use that feature. So might as well just try to optimize the lights for software ray tracing, so we don't so more people will have access to this game. The idea is to optimize it, and the main thing I'm trying to do is to get the attenuation radiuses of the lights not to overlap each other too much. So white means very bad, purple means also bad, red it's badish, and orangey green it's good. Well, they say that bad is here. It's kinda, yeah, as long as I can get it to look yellowish, I think it's gonna be fine. And here the main issue is these lights. They're overlapping a lot. So I want to change this blueprint and see if we can actually use a spotlight instead of a rect light. I think I might have more control. If I change this for a spotlight. Yeah, let's just add it here. Let's get rid of the rect light. Then we can go in here and we can modify it in the viewport just to see what's happening. So the attenuation radius of the spotlight is a little nicer because it's a cone, and it's makes a little bit more sense. And it looks more like some kind of light. So we're gonna put it here, trying to match that source of light. Somewhere around there is okay. And then I'm going to save this, apply these instance changes to blueprint, so all the other lights using this blueprint are going to get modified the same way. When it comes to the light, we want to, and it looks actually way nicer. Yeah, makes way more sense. The spotlight, I want to make it static. So, and cast shadows, we don't want to cast shadows with this. I'm trying to really optimize this as much as possible. And again, we're gonna apply these changes. So all the other lights can take this, can use this change, apply to instance. Nice. Then Alt 7 to go into light complexity. And we're still having a lot of intersection, but it's gonna be a little bit easier to control. It's gonna be a little bit easier to deal with. Okay, I just wanna see how are we doing with frame rate. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I took a break. It was a little bit too hot. And I want to see how are we doing with performance. 90 frames per second, 10 milliseconds. So the milliseconds is how long does it take for Unreal to render one frame, which is probably the most important number that we need to focus on. And frames per second is what you are getting each second. Probably didn't explain that right, but okay, we got those lights. Yeah, even though we have some overlapping and stuff, it doesn't seem to really bother that much. I think that we are able to get away with it because we are not casting shadows. I think when you're casting shadows, things get very, very heavy when you have intersections. For example, this one, it's a little bit too big. We should be able to make it a little tinier, a little bit smaller like this. Does it really? It doesn't do much. To be honest, we can probably even take them off and just let the emissive kind of like fake a light. Yeah, I think this is not probably doing much. It's not really helping us. It does light up a little bit here, this area. I appreciate it. So yeah, let's see. Radius. Probably gonna get rid of some of these lights, to be honest. For example, this one is not doing much in there, so we can probably use it here. That makes a lot more sense. Trying to take advantage of these lights, because if they're not doing anything, we should probably just delete them or fake them just with an emissive. The thing here is that the cone yeah, this light is not really doing much here. Oops. It makes way more sense to have it somewhere here maybe. That might have to do with the height fog. Fog is a little tricky. It gets mixed around. I'm having similar issues in this level. Yeah, interior spaces are definitely way more tricky. I don't know about this one. Maybe we could use one light like this. And do the same here. Just gonna copy the color. And let's copy a little bit the properties so it falls in place. Get that one off. Okay. And now we can play a little bit more with this. The thing is that I need to start moving them one by one. I cannot really use a lot of instances. That's kind of nice. That's just a little bit of light. Just a little bit of light right there. Do we really need this too? I don't think so. Maybe we could push them a little further away like this or more. That's kind of cool. It lights up the cables a little bit. Looks nice. Here I want to do the same thing with another one. We might be able to yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of intersecting attenuation radiuses, which is not the best. Let's see how. That makes a little bit more sense. We're still having very dark spots. We are still having very dark spots that we could probably do something better here. Don't want to go too crazy with the attenuation. Cone, other cone. Yeah, I think I'm going too much. that doesn't look very natural at all. No, I think I'm gonna probably keep it straight, just move it and try to reach that spot with this. Maybe some other kind of light might be better here. It doesn't really need to be super lit everywhere. Yeah, the problem is that this thing doesn't look so nice in the floor. Can we make the cone maybe smaller? Like this. Other cone. Okay. Yeah, it's so easy when you're using megalights. Just you can go a little bit more, a little harder on the attenuation radius. The question is, do we really need this one here? I would like to have another one lighting up here. Yeah, again, if you add too many lights, things start looking strange, very strange, especially like these lights that are just filler lights. They start looking very weird. It's like, where is this light coming from? Doesn't really make too much sense. And I believe a spotlight might work better here. What's the deal with this one? The volumetric scattering. I think it's too much. Volumetric scattering. To change that, we need to go back to movable. Volumetric scattering, let's put it 0.1. Back to static. Yeah, you can barely tell a little bit, just a little bit of scattering right there. Let's see how we're doing with complexity. Yeah, this this light here is definitely not helping. We probably don't need so many lights on the wall. Yeah, this one is the biggest issue. Yeah, this one I cannot really deal with that one. So let's see what other solution we can do. If we push away from here, maybe another spotlight there. Okay, let's see how we're doing with frame rate. Okay, we're trying to keep it at 90. We are missing, it depends where you look at, yeah, but I'm going like to 85. Should probably keep it at 90 because there's gonna be enemies and other stuff also using frame rate, so need to be smart on how to light this up. Could probably move this one a little bit more to that side. Actually, yeah, let's move them a little bit back so we don't get this intersection here. That's probably gonna help. If we go like this, yep, that's a little better. Now it lights up a little nicer here and here. I think we can push it 50 units. Feels a little bit more centered. Again, I think these two are too close to each other. Here's some tubes, some pipes, and here could probably also put this one a little bit further away. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really happy with the lighting at all. And actually I was crashing my project because these ultra volumetrics and the attenuation radius that I was using, even though with mega lights you cannot really escape too much from it. Again, static. This one, we do want shadows on that one, and the attenuation radius we might be able to push it a little bit lower. The only thing that bothers me is like these dark spots. Very dark spots there, especially here. Very dark spot. It feels unnatural. Feels like we should have some light bouncing there. Let me see what happens with the local fog volume. Is this activated? Oh, we need to use a console variable. I totally forget. This one. I'm gonna add it into the game ini file, so we don't need to keep pasting this every time. Right here, and boop. That way we get a little bit more fog. And talking about that fog, this volume, I don't want it to be a circle. I want it to be a square, some kind of box. So I want to see if it is possible to make this into a square. I think it's not so difficult to do. Okay, it's already done for us. I mean, I kind of knew it. Just adjust the fog shape and properties. I kind of knew we should have this already set up for us. I don't see the option. Maybe the fog shape and size. It says just scale and transform the options to shape the fog. That's not exactly what I had in mind, because it's a sphere. It is a sphere, yeah. We cannot really change the shape of it too much. We can make it like, nope, it's a sphere. Like, it doesn't even allow me to change the shape. The problem with this is that if we have multiple of them, I'm not sure if they like to be overlapped as well. So and I don't want to make it too big. I don't want to get out of the bounds of the room, because then we're gonna have a lot of rooms right next to each other. Let's see what happens if we have a couple of them. Let's see how this is going to affect. Affect the performance of the scene. We are getting close to what I had before with megalites, but in a way more optimized. In a way more proper way. The name of the game is Sci Wars, like science fiction but Sci Wars. It looks very bad from the distance. That's one thing I'm not really sure how to deal with. Well, there's going to be a door here. And yeah, that's what I don't want. I might need to use one bigger volume. Okay. To cover up the whole scene, the whole room. I think it might make more sense. Yeah, this area is too dark. But we're getting close. Performance is not bad. Definitely can be better. Gonna copy these values. We actually need the light values and put them here to see if we can actually. Also, the good thing is that this room is kind of symmetrical, or almost symmetrical. Paste. It's kind of okay. The position. Of the light is not the same. Hey, how's it going? Alright, now we lit that up a little better. I kinda like this a little better than the other side. I see what's happening here. Yeah, those attenuation radiuses are huge, and we don't really want to intersect them. Okay. Attenuation radius and cone. Not sure why I cannot copy all the values at once. Yeah, we got some dark spots. Yeah, a bunch of dark spots, but it's okay. Nice, that's cool. Alright, so let's test performance and see if we can get at least 90 frames per second. That would be awesome. $85. You see, at the distance, it looks so bad in the distance. I definitely need to use only one local fog volume. Yeah, we're getting 80, kind of 90, sometimes 100. Obviously, when you are not rendering anything, you get 110. But it's dropping back down to 80. It's not that bad. Let's see if only one volume helps with performance, and especially the look of it, because it's we need to make this huge, which I am not. Thankfully we don't have anything to the sides, but I cannot do this in the other rooms because this is kind of like a zigzag, and then we have stuff on top and down, and I won't be able to use this fog volume everywhere. Let's see if we can push it a little. I wanna see if I can actually. Again, the problem with these volumes is that they, for interiors, is a little bit harder to deal with these volumes because they're gonna come out of the of the main room, so we can activate them and deactivate them with trigger boxes. But trying to figure out what's the best way to deal with this. Okay, let's see. But so far we're getting way better performance than before, just by light attenuation radiuses. Just trying to make them not intersect each other. Again, I'm getting this super ugly look in the distance. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that performance is the same, I guess. Yeah, we're getting the same. Yeah. It's starting to look a little better than before. We could just use the ultra volumetrics. Just want to make sure that I'm using the console command. I'm positive that I'm using it. Ugh. That looks... I mean, there's going to be a door right here, so we're gonna start looking the room from here. Oh, I see. It goes white when you get out of the volume. Let me see. The volume starts there. Ah. As long as the camera is inside the volume, it doesn't turn white. Okay. Okay. So let's see if we can actually play a little bit more with this. Let's make it a little bit bigger and turn it a little bit closer to the door, and let's find the center, which is this value. Paste it there. Now it's in the center of the room, and it should look a little yeah, that looks weird. Is there any setting I can tweak to make it look a little nicer in the distance? Height fog density fall off. Okay, this is so it falls in the ground. Oh, it's the fall off that is it's too hard. Okay, I went too hard with the follow with the fall off. The height fog offset. Oh, we can make it touch the ground a little, but the more we squish it, the more it gets white, and that just doesn't feel right, doesn't look right. So we're gonna set it to 1000, and density, we're gonna play with the density. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Yep, that makes way more sense. Let's go 0.05. Too much. 25. A little better. That feels a little better. Nice. Yeah, usually when with fog, you don't want to go too hard with the values. If you go too low or too high, things start looking weird. So I think now it's looking way nicer. We also have the flashlight. Oh, we need to take the volumetric scattering off the flashlight. We don't want that because it's gonna look strange. We can leave it very, very softly. And we need a light function for the flashlight, so it has some cool texture. Something beat me. Okay. Yeah, this area is too dark. Still need to. We could probably use this light right here to kind of like shine on it. Yeah, we need to take advantage of these lights. I'm just, yeah. Now I now I am understanding that shadows. Oh, these lights are not casting shadows. That's why it looks so fake. Yeah, damn, yeah. I like how it's scattering the light right there. We can push it down a little bit so it makes a little bit more sense and start scattering right in this. Exactly where the metal ends. Okay. Okay. No, it's totally possible. It just requires some effort. Lighting things up, I mean, just requires a lot more. I deleted. I had another light in the center. I don't know how I selected it, and I deleted it. But I kind of like it. Just two lights. Even one light. We could probably just do one. To be super honest, yeah. Let's actually do one. Let's simplify. Yeah, less is more. Less is more. So we're gonna get this one, and we're gonna push it here. Boop, to the center. Goodbye. Yep, just one light. No need. It looks even better. Less stuff to deal with. It's funny because that's the number one principle in design. Like, you wanna simplify everything. Less is more. That's the most important thing. Like, what's like, how can I get the result I want with the less amount of lights and props? These lines will be very nice to have them stripped, like kind of like your typical danger line, kind of like an airport lines. Those look more like street lines, painted lines, or kind of like tennis court lines. it looks like a tennis court, to be honest. Definitely not. Okay, it's working out. Oh, look at this. So we do get shadows from our main light. We are casting shadows from, I believe, the spotlights on the top, but when we go through this thing, this light kills the shadow. Okay, well, yeah, I think that's what's supposed to happen here. Okay. These areas are too dark right here. But yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close to some cool lighting. I do like that I'm using practical lights. You can actually see where the light is coming from. So that's very nice, especially for interior spaces. You wanna use physical lights, meaning that you can have like a light fixture, some kind of like bulb or whatever, lamp or whatever thing that shows where the light is coming from. It makes it way more believable instead of just having floating spotlights everywhere. And I believe we can get this blueprint. Okay. Oh, I'm already inside the... there you go. And we can apply instance changes to blueprint, because I think we're gonna use the same deal with the other ones. That's kind of cool. The emissive of this, the emissive material is a little bit too crazy. We could definitely change that. Right here, emission. Let's go half. 1/5. 1. 5. Yeah, let's keep it a little bit over. How do you call this? Let's overexpose this a little bit. Okay. So let's do the same here. Is this the same material? Might be or might not. Yeah, it's the same. Good. Same material as well here. Light A. Yeah, but I think we are good. There's a couple of areas that I kind of wanna go over. We get to see a little bit of the ceiling. Here is too dark. That's the problem. We cannot really appreciate what's going on in there. Unlit, and we have 2 pipes going in there. It's not much to see, to be honest. But it kinda. No, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Doesn't really matter. What matters is this catwalk. You can see a little bit there. It's a little dark in the edges. Okay. It's crazy how bright is outside and here. That's why I don't like playing with exposure settings. I like to keep the exposure settings equal so you can work on the whole environment, because this is going to be a big map and there's going to be a lot of interior darker areas and exterior open areas. So we're going to have like sunshine, and we're going to have thunderstorm, acid rain, fog, dust storms, and it's gonna get dark outside as well. So really like this contrast between super shiny and darker areas. This monitor is a little bit brighter. Okay, so I'm gonna add a couple of. Oh, I thought we had that fixed in this version. I need to talk to the developer. We had this issue fixed, and it's not on the final version. This is problematic. Yeah, this is very problematic because this is stuff that should be already fixed by in this version, but again, it's not fixed. It's an easy fix. Like, I have the documentation, I can just go back and fix it, but it's kind of it's not nice not to know what exactly changed in each update. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how can we light this up a little bit? Can we just maybe grab one of those lights? Is this light doing anything? It's getting a little spot in the ground right there. Do we really need that? Nope. It actually looks like an arrow pointing in. And we can actually have another thing there that another light, another super cool light that I use in the other areas. We could probably put it here instead of this one. So let's use this one here to try to get some light. That's a fake door, just to make the environment feel bigger than it is. Cannot really see anything. Gonna push it like that, and we can probably keep that dark. Yeah. That's a little bit more interesting. We have this material problem where if I get very far away, you get these green spots in there. It's some roughness specularity mask issue, I believe. It happens only on some props. That's some funky stuff going on. This light looks almost greenish. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think this room it's okay. It's okay for now. It's kind of cool. Like I'm kind of like rebuilding my environment piece by piece and just going and optimizing the whole thing. It's kind of nice, to be honest. Yeah, these lines need to find a cool mask to mask them out. I might have something like that in the project, or if not, I can just make it in Photoshop. No problem. Maybe I'm using too many lights. Maybe we can keep it a little darker. But yeah, I'm actually getting close to what I had before, and I do like the dark spots. We can actually play a little bit with it. We do need a little bit more set dressing for these areas. I'm gonna give it another pass of like a little set dressing pass to it. But for now, I think this room gets the job done. we can keep adjusting a little bit the lights. I want to rewatch a lighting tutorial that I found from a Ubisoft lighting artist. He gets some very good results, and I want to rewatch a little bit because he has some good stuff going on. So, okay, flashlight. Let's just do this before I forget. Flashlight. Material instance. I think it was here. Yeah. No. It was not here. It was inside the blueprint. Oh, okay, there's a flashlight for the pistol and one for the rifle. Spotlight. And we want to make it volumetric. And here we want to go 0.1. Just a little bit of scattering. Just a little bit of volumetric scattering. And here we can actually add a light function to get some cool flashlight texture. And I believe we can... I had some light function somewhere, I forgot. Nice, here is getting a little bit cooler. So we can get some texture on the light. That'll be very nice. Intensity. We might make it a little darker, just a tiny bit. It's like, okay, we need some set dressing right there. It's very empty. I do feel like we could probably make it darker, just a tiny bit. Intensity is 0. The intensity gets turned on by a blueprint. Intensity, okay, this is the intensity that it gets turned into. 35,000. Let's try 25,000. A little less. Just a little less. Oops, the camera got zoomed in again. This camera is zooming in too much. Oh, there is a software update. I remember installing this camera the other day and I had it plugged into my other computer and they're right next to each other, so I was like, why is it not working? That was funny. Yep, this feels a little better. Probably can make it a little bit less bright, but this feels a little better. Then a light function to get some texture in the light, and that will look very nice. Okay, cool. Let's see. Pretty happy with this room. Performance, we are not getting. It's dropping to 70. Not bad. dropping to 70 something. We should be able to hit 60 with enemies and all the cool stuff. It drops. Oof. The frame rate drops to 60 when firing the weapon. Is it because the light of the... Maybe it was preloading the particles? Yeah, I think it was preloading. Okay, cool. No, this is working out for now. Okay, next step is the doors. The thing with the doors is I've done this like maybe 3 or 4 times already. The thing with the doors is that we need to rebuild them, because I cannot overwrite the ones that I have in the project. So I need to get the meshes. Or maybe I can migrate them, I'm not sure. Let me see if it's not using any component that I don't want to overwrite. I want to see if I can pull off this whole area without using data layers. That would be super awesome. I still going to use data layers to load and unload based on the door, but I want to see how much can I get, how much performance can I get with the whole industrial facility loaded at the same time. I think it's with world partition, it's not gonna be that bad. Oh. So I might be able to break the whole building into maybe 3 data layers. Or maybe world partition will be able to handle it. I still think data layers are great for interiors. I think probably that's the way. Okay, let's see if we can get the doors, and then we're gonna go into the second area. And I should probably make a build just to, after I get all the things in here, I want to make a build just to make sure that everything's working out, not getting any strange issues. We don't need complex collisions on any of those meshes. I'm gonna go through the collisions again. Yeah, I'm learning a lot about optimization. Pretty happy, to be honest. I know that's gonna improve frame rates. Especially these things here, like there's no need for complex collisions on all these crazy little details. It's getting like a bluish tint from the ultra dynamic sky, then it goes gray. That bluish tint, I believe it has to do with the sky atmosphere. That bluish tint is kind of hard to deal with. I need to see. Hey, doing good. Been optimizing the project a lot. Now I'm doing a little bit of relighting, trying to get the attenuation radius of the lights not to intersect as much as possible. Now I'm gonna get the doors back in place. And kind of like going step by step, going room by room, making sure that everything's working nicely. Okay, I'm gonna keep it on lit, and here we are going to we can hide that for now. What I'm trying to get is this. We are trying to do these doors. Okay, so this door right here, I want to make sure that it's not referencing anything that shouldn't be referencing. I think we might be able to just migrate those. Hopefully. No, not at all. I'm just since I'm updating the project from I'm updating the template. The template got some updates, so I'm updating the template. And since I'm updating the template, I'm taking some time to just go over the environment and optimize before it gets too messy. Optimization is something that you need to do as often as possible. So, because if you leave it for the end, if you leave optimization for the end of the game, it's gonna be very tough to know what's doing what's causing the problem, what's not working well. So yeah, I'm kind of happy to kind of like organize the whole thing and optimize as much as possible. Hey, how's it going? So the biggest problem I had was attenuation radiuses, because I was using mega lights and I thought that I was able to just go crazy with attenuation radiuses in lights and just overlap everything. But that's not the case. You still need to take it easy with that. So let's try to migrate these two doors and see if it causes any issues. Hopefully not. Yeah, I really hope it's not gonna We don't want to overwrite anything, just to make sure. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. Not sure when it's going to be finished. There's no actual expectation. Damn, I'm sweating. Yeah, there's no finish date so far. I'm getting closer to have this area ready, and I'm getting also close to get the other area, which is the destroyed city. So these are two like big areas, and I might get another area which is like some kind of town. And yeah, after that, I think I kind of wanna get to work on the NPCs, to get some dialogue, some storytelling going, and get the quest givers. So some of these NPCs will give you quests and stuff, and start testing the multiplayer. How do you call it, the plugin, this advanced session plugin, which I already tested once, but they made some changes to Unreal 5.6, so I need to check it out. And I think after that I should be able to put out a demo or something. So it's kind of hard to say how many months it's gonna take me to do this, but I do wanna put something out in the next maybe 3 months. I should be able to have something. I'm running a 3080 NVIDIA Ryzen 9 AMD processor and a bunch of RAM. I think I have 128 gigabytes. I'm not sure what version, what type of RAM it is, but that's the computer. Okay, hopefully we should be able to get this migrated to the other project. There's going to be there's going to be maybe a couple things we need to change, but hopefully it's gonna get it. I'm gonna probably close this project so the migration is a little faster. When you close the destination project, the migration happens a little faster. I appreciate it. Yeah, today I'm just optimizing a little bit. I'm moving assets from the previous version to this version, just testing some stuff. Not very exciting work today, but very important work for the project to work properly. Okay, cool. So we got this thing, and let's also get the base. Oh, it's not even nanite. Okay, this is super low poly anyways, but let's migrate the base. Don't overwrite anything, just want the mesh, not the material. If you're looking for PC configurations on which you can run Unreal Engine, I think they have them on their website, so you can see what they recommend and stuff. Um, I have a 3080, and I told you already. Just gonna open up this one. And let's see if we can actually get the door working in here. Also, GitHub, I think, I'm not sure if I should have it opened. I think it doesn't matter. This is for source control. So this is what I'm going to have. Hopefully the door works, because last time I remember I needed to change some stuff. The good thing is that this time I'm working on a separate level. I'm not using the overview level of the template. So if I ever do this thing again, which I'm just migrating everything to a new version of the template, I think it's not gonna be very problematic. Okay, so now that we have both projects opened, I believe I can just come here, copy this blueprint and drop it, and it's gonna just fall in place. That's very good. Just want to make sure that we are not using these data layers. Oh, it brought the data layers with it. I see. This might give problems. I don't want to use data layers for now. We can always just, yeah, delete them, because these data layers load the interior of the building and unload the exterior. But now that I'm setting up the H slots for world partition, it should be very, very good. So let's try it out. Let's see if it works. Yeah, nice. This time it worked very good. Last time I had some problems. I think it is the other door. I think it's the small door which gave me issues. I think we should probably move the light closer here, because I'm getting these very dark spots, which, I mean, we can always light up, but that's awesome. We got it there. That was easy. I thought it was going to be a little bit more difficult to migrate. And that would be nice if I can make it run on a Android. That will be very cool. So let's get the next door. This little thing is part of the first room, if I'm not mistaken. Let's drop it. Yeah, little things like that got behind this. Oh, we don't need it because it's actually behind some detail, so let's get rid of that. Let's get the second door. Nice. Let's get rid of the data layers here. The activate and deactivate data layers. I'm not gonna use that for now. I wanna make a test and see if I can make it how much performance frames per second I'm gonna get while trying to load the whole thing. I still kind of want to do the data layer approach. It's gonna work way better because it's gonna just load each individual room at once. So that's very nice. I'm pretty happy with these doors, and we need to get 2 more doors. I think it's the hatch door which is giving issues. This is a little bit snappy. I would like to make it a little slower. That's kind of cool. Lighting is a little bit kind of, but we could probably, I mean, if we're going for a horror vibe, we should even make it even darker, which is even better for performance. Less lights to deal with. Hey Nico, that's a hard question, to be honest. I feel that I have this area pretty much constructed. When it comes to the static meshes, it's pretty much there. Now I'm focusing on optimization, trying to relight this area so it runs as good as possible. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. Yeah, I'm thinking with this area, the destroyed city. Hey, Sherry. Well, these are not new ideas. This is just kind of like actually polishing the work I've done, because it doesn't it doesn't really make sense to make something super beautiful, but get terrible performance, right? Or a lot of crashes in the game. So I'm trying to really learn how to optimize and learn how to focus on performance. We want to make the game playable and run as nice as possible, and that's what I've been trying to focus. But I think that after this area, I'm gonna focus a little bit on NPCs. I want to get some dialogue, lessons. Life lessons is not a game. Yeah, it's the thing. I should go get some honey. The thing is that at the end of the day, you're not making a cinematic, right? So it's I was looking at this optimization tutorial, and this guy was talking about that. He was like, performance is priority, like it matters most for the game to like to run properly than actually look good. No, this is not a mobile game. Absolutely not. People keep asking for mobile games. No, this is not a mobile game. To make this run on mobile, I don't even know how can you do that in mobile. You will need to, just the inputs, you will need to connect like, yeah, a keyboard and mouse to your phone and optimize this to like infinity. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're gonna get some very dark areas. So I'm trying to find a sweet spot between like how much should I lit an area and how dark should I keep it. So let's spread out these lights a little bit more. We don't need to have a bunch of them together. I like this kind of just showing the prop a little bit, not too much. You can always use your flashlight to show things a little better. I do want to put this on Steam. That's the goal. I might make it an early access and charge. I was thinking maybe I can charge $10 on early access and keep upgrading the game instead of releasing a demo, because I was thinking about a demo and I was like, I'm not sure about a demo. Kind of want to like push the whole thing, because it's a game about kind of like exploration. It's a game about kind of like wandering around, and so I don't want to like just get a little tiny area of the game and put that as a demo, because kind of doesn't make too much sense. So I really like how this looks. So I think I'm gonna embrace dark spots. I'm gonna embrace the dark spots, and might even make it a little darker in some areas. You can always just go with the flashlight and check what's in there. Kind of looks nice. Little cables and stuff, and you can like check all the bunch of detail that there is. So it's just showing a little bit. These three lights here doesn't make any sense. Gonna spread them out a lot more. Does this one make sense? Nope, it doesn't make sense. It looks nice, but it doesn't really add too much. That one looks kind of nice in there. Here, also enough light. We can probably put another one in the corner there. Let's keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna start embracing the darkness. It looks awesome, but it's not necessary. Let's take them off. Then we can actually go on maybe add some filler lights. I'm kind of like starting to think about it. Kind of like the dark spots. So some people like that in horror games, to be honest. Some games, like, there's no total darkness. There's always like, I mean, even if you're at night, you kind of like see things like it, like almost like under full moon kind of thing, which makes sense for a lot of games not to have total darkness, because darkness can be very annoying. But I think it goes well. And there's also a flashlight, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of nice to go and explore the darker areas of the map. Some cool flickering lights and stuff can definitely add a lot. Okay, yeah, we getting around 80, 90 with enemies. Hopefully I will get around 60, 70. I think we have a lot of lights here. We can probably spread them out. Yeah, too much. But I'm gonna go a little bit faster and try to get all the props from the other level. Do the migration. Yeah, here is a little bit too bright, I will say. Okay, let's see if we can actually get this door going. Let's see. I think this door might not give problems. I think it's the other door, the hatch door, the one that has like a valve. So let's see if we can get that door. Okay. I believe it's this one. Yeah, I think these two doors are going to be pretty easy to move around. So we need the child and the master. This is the one that I will need to kind of like remake. But it's not so hard. It's because I'm using the same assets from the I'm overriding the static meshes. I probably need to make my own static meshes for that door, that way I won't have this issue anymore. Anyways, let's just get it here. Migrate to the new, and we don't want to override anything. Nope, let's go. Yeah, I want to see if I can run this whole building without data layers. Just kind of like see if world partition can take this area. Just as a test, because world partition works it's like a volume. So I'm gonna be loading rooms that I have on top of me and underneath me. That doesn't make sense to load. So it's gonna like I still wanna do the data layer approach, but just wanna see how much performance we can get. This takes a little bit to migrate, so I might close this one, just so the migration happens a little faster. Okay, I'll be right back. bujtak. Dobre, Cesaros bujuris. Alright. This camera gets... Let's see if it can track me. No, it got stuck. This camera gets freaked out when I'm out of frame. We need to push it to this side. It has like this follow function, but when I get out of frame, it kind of like goes somewhere else. Okay. I'm not sure why this one takes so long to upgrade. To migrate, I mean. Just gonna commit these changes for now. Yeah, that's kind of strange. Maybe speaking up a lot of dependencies. Thankfully, this one we don't need to migrate. Just gonna copy the values. Pop. Yeah, not sure. Where do I have the documentation? Kinda wanna. Kinda wanna check the documentation. Jesus Christ. Okay. Just get it fixed. Oh my god. Where's the documentation? I remember... Okay, there you go. So, yeah, he shared it. I do have it somewhere else, but let's just open it here. Okay, I want to see... First of all, before doing quest and everything, I wanna see the... How can we get some cool NPCs dialogue? I kind of want to just learn how to do dialogue. So dialogue and quest. Update 1.2, dialogue system. Okay, cool. Can we click on this to go there? Maybe it's not that kind of PDF. let's see how this works. Dialogues and quests NPC update 1.1. In the update with the serial number 1.1, the following systems were added: dialogue system, quest NPC. Now quests can be taken not only from the menu, okay, that's awesome, but also from NPCs. Dialogue system. Using the dialogue system, you can create a dialogue during which facial animation, body animation will be played, and words will be voiced. That's nice. I'm not sure if we're gonna have voice acting in this game. We might have only text and some like cool sounds like that cool work, kind of like Pokemon style. Dialogues are built using a database. Initially I have the idea to integrate the narrative plugin into the project. However, I prefer to write the system myself so that I could quickly make changes to it. Okay, cool. AI, which are child actors of the BPRPG AI NPC class, can talk to the player. Okay, this is the class that we need to modify to create some dialogue. This diagram shows the types of AI which the player can have a dialogue. This diagram shows the AI with which the player can have a dialogue. Okay, so BPRPG AI NPC, BPRPG AI Quest, AI NPC Pedestrian, AI Guard. Okay, so we have basic NPC, quest givers, guards, pedestrians, and we have a guard ranged master. That's awesome. We can have range guards and guards close combat. Okay, so this is the parent, this is the child, so we can have ranged guards, close combat guards, pedestrian, and this is the NPC, this is the parent. So we're gonna have guards, quest givers, or pedestrians. Okay. As you already know, each type of AI has its own settings database, AI. Now this type of file stores information about which dialogue will be activated when the player interacts with the AI. So the dialogue is stored inside the data set AI. Okay. Okay. Dialogue, a database that contains information about the dialogue. A DT dialogue pedestrian. Okay, here's where we're gonna store these dialogues. Stop and talk if the value of the parameter is true. Stop and talk. Okay, then when the dialogue is activated, the player will be unable to move and look around until the end of the dialogue. So it works like they're gonna come to me and talk to me and kind of like force me to have that in conversation. That's kind of crazy. I thought that you were the one who goes to the NPC and talks to them. Which this can also be nice for other situations that will force you to have dialogue. Maybe you can find some NPCs along the way and you need to have that conversation. One-sided dialogue. Oh, okay. So the example, Jesus Christ, this my middle mouse button is messed up. Need to go get a new mouse. This one is already. Welcome to Honeywood. Hello, adventure. I jumped a little bit. Okay, one-sided dialogue. The example above shows the settings data set AI data asset, which is used by the NPC pedestrian. Let's look at this dialogue database. Text alternatives. Oh, we have alternatives. Awesome. Sorry, I'm busy. Hello. What? Okay. Voice, face animation, body animation. Awesome. Okay. We have text, hint, delay, NPC. That's the type of AI that we're gonna use. The dialogue with the pedestrian consists of only one phrase, so only one line was added to the database. Let's look at each parameter of the dialogue database using the example of a pedestrian, then move on the more complex examples. So we can have pedestrians that just walk around and be like, hey, hello, how is it going, and move away, kind of like small talk, you know, kind of like good morning, and leave. Prepare to meteor maker. Okay, so it doesn't seem that complicated. I think this is awesome, because I really wanted to add some cool NPCs. Dialogue side. This parameter determines that, I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Whose turn is to speak. This is what I want. I want dialogues where you can have choices. Good morning. It's 2:37 p.m. in Costa Rica. Just trying to see if we can add some NPCs with dialogue so we can start the storytelling a little bit. Dialogue side. This parameter determines how do you pronounce this word? To be honest, I don't know. Determines. Okay, so determines, probably that's how you say it, whose turn is to speak. Text, the main text of the phrase. Hint is displayed to the right of the main text and highlighted in yellow. Oh, so hint is probably like the main storyline. I mean, it will be so cool. So if you have a conversation with an NPC, if you have a conversation with an NPC, it will be super cool if you have 4 options. But whatever option you choose, you get to spawn different NPCs in the world. So it really, like, you can choose how things work and really change the outcome of how you experience the game. That could be kind of crazy. You could like spawn other NPCs that give you kind of like that line of the story. Kind of crazy idea, but delay, the time that determines the pause before the next phrase of the interlocutor. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing any of these right. Voiceover of the phrase, face animation, body animation, phrase result. Okay, this parameter is needed in order to determine what action needs to be performed after the completion of the phrase. This is an end on time parameter. At the end of the phrase, the NPC can show information about the reward of about what reward the player will receive if the player will receive if he starts completing the quest. If he completes the quest. Okay. Text AI alternatives. For variety, the replica can be randomized. For example, instead of hey, an alternative from the values of this parameter will be selected. Answers are pointers to other database rows that can be selected as an answer. We will consider this parameter a more complex example. Dialogue finish result. The dialogue may not just be completed, but after it, for example, some action will have to be performed. For example, a player will receive a quest from an NPC or a reward from completing a quest. Okay, it's kind of like based related, quest related. All these controls, this parameter, the type of this parameter is enumeration. Therefore, all actions that must be completed after the end of the dialogue must be encoded by you. Next, I will show you how to do it. Change camera, that's awesome. If the value of this parameter is true, during the dialogue, the camera will be attached to the dialogue camera. Socket of the player body AI, attach camera to custom socket. A custom socket, so we can change the camera position. Okay. This is just for one-sided dialogue. Okay, this is kind of like for quest, but the two-sided dialogue, let me use these arrows because damn it. For two-sided dialogue, let's consider more advanced dialogue that is used to interact between the player and the quest NPC. For now, I kind of want to just kind of have a conversation for storytelling without quests. The quest will be to kill your friend next to you. Will you accept? Yes or yes. As you already know, the final quest, which can be taken from NPCs, has several parameters responsible for which dialogue will be played in which case. Let's take a closer look at the dialogue database, which is responsible for dialogue between the player and NPC during taking a quest. So here is a database that contains information about how the dialogue between the player and the NPC is built. A new row is created in the database for each phrase. The answers parameter specifies possible answers. This way you can create dialogue with a choice of answers. For example, the screenshot above, you can see what the answer parameter has to, values. Okay, so here you can talk to this guy, As you can see, after NPC utters the phrase and the turn to answer goes to the player will have the opportunity to choose one of the two answers, a line with the name, further branch of the dialogue. Okay, so yeah, you have options, then you continue on a branch. Pretty straightforward. As you can see, phrase not noun, line title 1.1 has possible answers. The answer field is empty, which means the dialogue ends. Thus, the dialogue system is based on this principle. So yeah, it branches into phase 1, phase 2, phase 2.1, 2.2. Okay, boom. Okay, phase animation. Not gonna probably use that. There's animation notify here. We can probably set that up later. What I want to see is finish result. As mentioned earlier, this parameter allows you to control which action should be performed by dialogue when it's completed. This adds a new action. You need to add new enumeration value E action after object. Next, find the code shown below and add it by the analogy with the existing one. Energy press allows you to control which action should be performed after the dialogue is completed. To add a new action, you need to enumeration value E action after. So you can just have dialogue without any action taking place after. Yeah, the whistle is so fun. Phrase result. This parameter determines which action should be performed after the completion of the phrase. By default, there is only one option: show reward data. This option is programmed here. Migrate to already existing project. this project can be migrated to an existing project. That means that if you are ready to have a lot of work, just do that. However, to do this you must follow instructions to convince it will be called RPG Engine 1 and our project 2. No, we are not gonna migrate this to any other project. That's crazy. that's crazy. Game instance. Okay, no, cool. Okay, I think we went through the dialogue system. I think it's not so. I think it's pretty straightforward. So let's see if we can get some dialogue going. Did we actually? Yep, I think we finished this one. Let's see if we can get those doors there. How do I not drop my stuff on death? That's a good question. I believe it has to do with there's a death all BP main component. Inside the BP main component there's a death all node, and that's the logic of what happens when you die. I kinda wanna learn how to change the respawn location. Instead of respawning in the body, I think... Oh, did I make that? I want to learn how to zoom it out with my hand. There's a command, but I forgot how it is. I need to check the instructions for the camera. Okay, I'm gonna get these doors in place, and I think I'm gonna go have some food and see if we can get the rest of things. And hopefully soon we shall get a fix for the bug that I found yesterday. Let's see if we can actually copy these doors. Oh, don't tell me that all of them are... these are the data layer doors. Okay, the ones that I'm missing are the ones that are inside the data layers. So they're part of the other groups, so no problem. Let me just copy those ones, and the other ones will go little by little. So let's see if we can just copy this here. Nice. Multiple values on the data layer. Let's just reset that for now. I don't want to activate or deactivate any data layer, which is not gonna do anything because there's nothing inside my data layer outliner, but still don't want to mess with data layers for now. And then we're gonna get the other doors. Wow, this this is nice. This is nice. It's gonna get. Can't wait to work on the desert town. And here is gonna be all dark because we haven't copied this layer. This is all gonna. Oh, okay, huh? That's not part of this layer. Also, that's not part of that layer. So there's some stuff that is not part of the layers. That again, that's nice. We're gonna clean it up a little better. Yeah, this is so nice. That's so cool. Okay, why is this one not casting shadows? I mean, that's very strange. We have one fan that is not allowing the light go through. What is going on here? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. That's funny. That's very funny. That's very funny. I was like, what? These are supposed to get light. These are ventilation. Ventilation things. Now that works. That's kind of funny. Wow, this is such a nice interior space. And when we get everything together, I need to push it up 80 centimeters, 80 points, because the landscape now is back to 0, but it was 80 points down. It's better just to work on 0, way easier. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Gonna take a little break and see if we can finish this a little later.